What's going on, everyone? Welcome into Falcons Today by Chat Sports. Matthew Peterson here running you through some really important injury news, not only for the Falcons, but also for the Buccaneers going into NFL Week 8. But let's start with the Dirty Birds. They've got 6 guys on their injury report right now, and a mixture of good and some bad-ish news. But let's start with the good news here, and that is Matthew Begeron, who left last week's game against Seattle early with a neck injury, was a full participant. However, his running mate next to him, Ryan Neuzil, is limited with a knee injury, and if he cannot go, as we look at the Falcons depth chart, who has already been replacing Drew Dalman, then we are looking at Matt Hennessy. Remember Matt Hennessy? Yeah, he's back, by the way, if you missed that. That happened a few weeks ago. So Dalman's still on IR. His backup is injured right now with a knee injury, and so it could be third stringer Matt Hennessy filling in at center. Although Neuzil missed Wednesday's practice, he was able to return in a limited capacity on Thursday. So that's some of the good-ish news right there. Some of the I'm concerned news, let's go with the 2 linebackers, Troy Andersen and Nate Landman. So Troy Andersen, Nate Landman, 2 of your 3 kind of starting rotating interior offensive linemen. Both of those guys are limited with different injuries. Hopefully the Falcons can get them back. Now, if we do see Neuzil miss Sunday's game, we're going to get our 8th different starter on the offensive line for the Falcons. I mean, just look at, it's not one of the league-leading rotations. There's definitely some teams who are in much, deeper, shit water in terms of the offensive line being an absolute cluster bunch. But the Falcons have had a couple of different combinations out there, have had some guys go down mid-game. So hopefully we can just keep things as they are right now with Neuzil filling in for Drew Dalman until Dalman's able to return. Now, as for the linebacker room, if Andersen and or Landman cannot go, keep an eye on J.D. Bertrand, the rookie from Notre Dame. Remember, he filled in during the Bucs game right after Andersen went down in the Saints game, and it was a tough day. And he's a rookie, so I'm not going to make too big of a deal out of one game for a rookie, but suffice to say the Falcons could really use either one of Andersen or Landman, or hopefully both of these players, because, the last time we saw Troy Andersen, he was having maybe the best game of his career, picking off Derek Carr and the Saints, making a lot of big plays on that side of the football. And Nate Landman showed us last year when he filled in for Andersen what a big playmaker he can be from the middle of the field. So I'm optimistic about the offensive line. The linebacker injuries, that's definitely something I'm concerned about because this defense is already kind of cheeks as it is. They really can't afford to be missing some of their good players. So that's kind of the latest on the injury front for the Falcons. But if you want the Falcons to get healthy, hit that thumbs up button. I just want to get some good vibes going ultimately. I know that not liking a YouTube video will make Troy Andersen's knee better, but why not just kind of get some good mojo into the football universe? Troy Andersen comes across this video. He sees 100,000 likes, and he's like, whoa, damn it, I got to play this Sunday now. They did it for me. Now, as for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they've got a much worse rash of injuries. Chris Godwin is out for the rest of the regular season with an ankle injury, and Mike Evans is going to miss the next couple of weeks with a hamstring injury. So the Falcons are going to miss both of the Bucs star wide receivers. I feel bad for both of them, of course, but Godwin was really playing at an all-pro level, and Evans is always just Mr. Consistent Evans. He might not get to 1,000 yards because of this injury now, so that could be something to watch for. But as for the rest of the Buccaneers injuries, in addition to Mike Evans, their tight end, Payne Durham, he did not practice. Defensive tackle William Gholston, limited with a knee injury. And then one I really want you to keep a close eye on is running back Bucky Irving. That's the rookie out of Oregon who has somewhat surpassed Rachaad White as this team's #1 running back, and it is very much up in the air as to whether or not he will be available for the Bucs this Sunday. Now, I'm going to tell you more about Bucky Irving and how this injury is very important, but first, a quick shout-out to our sponsor today, Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 10 million active members. All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. You can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. I'm talking turning $10 into $1,000. So here is an example of what a Prize Pick selections look like. For this upcoming weekend, I'm taking the more on Thursday night as we film this during our live show on Thursday. Also like the more for Cooper Kupp, and then why not take the more for Joe Mixon against a bad Colts run defense. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. I put all that information in the comments and description of today's video. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. So a Bucs beat reporter tweeted this out today, saying that the offensive coordinator for Tampa Bay says the Bucs offense is preparing for several possible game plans on Sunday because the status of running back Bucky Irving with a toe injury is up in the air. So let's talk a little bit about why a Buccaneers rookie running back injury is actually pretty consequential in this upcoming matchup. I mean, for starters, Tampa Bay does not have Godwin and Evans. So clearly they are going to try and win this game on the ground. And Bucky Irving this season leads the Buccaneers with 351 yards and 3 touchdowns. And it's not just about what he's been able to do this season for Tampa Bay. It's about what he has been able to do over the last 3 weeks. 165 yards for Sean Tucker, 148 yards for Bucky Irving. So Irving has been the workhorse back as of late, getting 32 carries. That is 12 more than the next highest Buccaneers running back, and he leads the group with 2 touchdowns as well. I can only find one path to victory for Tampa. It is defense and run game. I mean, last week for Seattle, the defense predominantly helped them win that game, and the offense was good too for Geno Smith, but 3 takeaways by Seahawks defenders, that clearly was instrumental in their win. And unlike the Seahawks, the Buccaneers don't have their DK Metcalf playing, so they're going to have to go to the ground game. So even if the Buccaneers defense is playing lights out football, if the offense can't score much, it really will go down, in vain. So with no Buck Evans, with no Mike Evans and no Chris Godwin, I mean, look at the 4 next leading receivers for Tampa. Cade Otton, I think, is a solid rookie. Nothing more, nothing less. Rachaad White has somewhat been phased out of the offense as of late, like we just saw. Sterling Shepard, he's the next highest leading receiver. 7 grabs, 78 yards. Sean Tucker, a rookie running back, 4 grabs, 70 yards. So to me, this game really comes down to whether or not Tampa can run the football, and having Bucky Irving would be a huge asset for the Buccaneers. So my message to Kirk Cousins and the Falcons is, Kirk, be better, and the Falcons win. Because I don't see how Tampa Bay can win this game without a combination of really good defense and a run game. Even if they get the run game going, if the defense can't stop the Falcons, which they could not do last time they played, when the Falcons put up 36 points, it should be a relatively routine win for Atlanta. But last week, Cousins was bad. I mean, he cost them the game in a lot of ways. Geno was good. Kirk Cousins had 3 turnovers, 232 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and 1 fumble. So Kirk Cousins definitely needs to be better this upcoming Sunday. All right, that's going to do it for us on today's episode. Really appreciate everyone who takes time out of their day to hang out with us and watch our content. I know today was a little bit of a shorter video, but just wanted to get you guys the latest injury news going into this upcoming Sunday. So, speaking of that game, who you got? Falcons or Buccaneers? Let me know down below in the comment section. I just want to see 100 ATLs. So on your way out the door, just leave an ATL for me in the comment section. Would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Dirty Birds Club, Jose Santana, Ken Ballard, Trey1222, Jason Landino, Reese Atkins, Archangel, Angry Liquid, Jeebus H. Christ, Dictator JC, JT, Jordan C. Johnza, Ronan Tyrell, Lord Buddy Bear, and Bentley Lancaster ATL, the newest member of the Dirty Birds Club. Thank you guys so much for being such loyal supporters of the channel. Appreciate you guys for watching this episode. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button on your way out, like I said.